Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to the morning Focus Mega News. 6 news coming to you from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. My name is El Samuels. The headlines.
President Mahama vows to deliver on one-term mandate. In business, government extends Bank of Ghana's recapitalization deadline to 2027. On the international front, ECOWAS supports Ghana's anti-xenophobia petition to African Union.
Details of the stories and more. We also live across our social media handles. The President, John Dramani Mahama, says his focus is to use his 4-year tenure to deliver on the promises made to Ghanaians, insisting his administration will remain committed to improving lives and transforming the country.
President John Dramani Mahama has reiterated his commitment to serving Ghana with a clear focus on his one-term mandate. The president says his priority is not on political succession, but delivering tangible results that will impact citizens across the country. He emphasized that his administration will concentrate on implementing key policies, strengthening the economy, creating opportunities, and addressing challenges facing Ghanaians. The president says the trust given to him by voters comes with responsibility to work hard and leave behind a legacy of progress before the end of his tenure. He urged all stakeholders to support government efforts as it works to fulfill its commitment to the Ghanaian people.
The people of Ghana gave me a mandate for one term, and I am working hard to meet the promises I made them. I note that people have gone to the Supreme Court seeking interpretation of the clause that governs the tenure of the president. If you ask my personal opinion, I thought that it was clear enough. I've read it over several times. It's exactly what it says, but if they want to ask the Supreme Court, that is their business. But I know that the people of Ghana gave me one additional term, and I'm going to work to meet the trust that they put in me.
Away from that, the president has highlighted key development achievements in the Volta region as part of his Reset in Ghana tour, outlining projects and intervention his administration says are aimed at improving the lives of residents.
President John Dramani Mahama says his government remained committed to accelerating development in the Volta region through strategic investment and targeted intervention. Addressing residents during the Reset in Ghana tour, the president highlighted progress in areas including infrastructure, education, healthcare, agriculture, and economic empowerment. He said government's agenda is focused on creating opportunities, expanding social services, and ensuring that development reaches all parts of the country. President Mahama also reaffirmed his commitment to working with local stakeholders to address challenges affecting communities in the region. The tour forms part of efforts by government to engage citizens, assess ongoing projects, and communicate its development priorities to Ghanaians.
When I met the other senior government officials, we had arranged an EXIM facility of about $200 million to upgrade the facilities in the whole teaching hospital. Unfortunately, because of the debt restructuring, it was affected by the debt restructuring. And so during my visit again to Korea, we are restarting the EXIM negotiations so that we can get the $200 million to upgrade the whole teaching hospital. It will give it another 500 beds. It will expand it by 500 beds. Indeed, when the local government minister was speaking, he said that for 1.5 years, we haven't contracted a single loan from the international market. We haven't taken a single loan. Only last week, Cabinet approved the first 2 loan agreements that we're bringing to Parliament for the first time in this government, the first two loan agreements. One is $500 million World Bank agreement for feeder roads. And I want to announce that Volta region, you have your fair share of that $500 million. Then the second loan is a $300 million, also a World Bank facility, to end the double track.
Away from the Volta region, a public health specialist, Dr. Adibuka, says the estimated 3 million Ghanaians are living with hepatitis, but only about 1% are aware of their status, raising concerns over low testing and late detection.
Health experts are warning about the silent spread of hepatitis in Ghana, as millions may be living with the conditions without knowing. Dr. Adibuka says the low awareness rate is a major challenge in the fight against hepatitis, as many infected persons only seek medical attention when complications arise. He has called for increased public education, regular screening, and improved access to treatment to help reduce the impact of the disease. Hepatitis, which affects the liver, can lead to serious health complications if left untreated. Health authorities are urging Ghanaians to get tested and know their status as part of efforts to prevent transmission and save lives.
On a business segment, government has extended the timeline for the recapitalization of the Bank of Ghana to 2027, giving more time to strengthen the central bank's financial position and restore its balance sheets.
Government has announced an extension of the Bank of Ghana's recapitalization program to 2027. The move is aimed at providing additional time to address losses recorded by the central bank and improve its financial stability. The recapitalization plan follows significant losses incurred by the Bank of Ghana in recent years, partly linked to measures taken to support the economy and manage financial sector challenges. Authorities says the extension will allow government to meet its obligation in a more sustainable manner whilst protecting the public finances. The Bank of Ghana has maintained that a stronger balance sheet is critical to effectively implementing monetary policy and maintaining confidence in the financial system.
Improved coordination between the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank has reinforced macroeconomic stability through disciplined fiscal policy and complementary monetary policy stance. Ladies and gentlemen, government has also backed that commitment with action. In March this year, government issued a 5 billion Ghana cedis bond for the recapitalization of the Bank of Ghana. This forms the beginning of a broader phase strategy to systematically restore the Bank of Ghana's balance sheet and financial strength by 2032. And in next year's budget, we will make another allocation to further recapitalize the central bank. Our efforts aim to reinforce its institutional independence, preserve monetary policy credibility, and ensure that it remains well positioned to deliver on its core mandate of price and financial stability.
From the business front, the Economic Community of West Africa, ECOWAS, has thrown its support behind Ghana's petition to the African Union, seeking stronger measures to address xenophobic attacks and discrimination against Africans living across the continent.
ECOWAS has backed Ghana's call for action against xenophobia and the mistreatment of African citizens in other African countries. The regional bloc says the protection of citizens' rights and the promotion of unity among African nations remain key to regional integration. Ghana's petition to the African Union highlights concerns over reoccurring incidents of discrimination and attacks targeting Africans in some countries, calling for stronger continental mechanisms to prevent such occurrences. ECOWAS says it will continue to support initiatives aimed at safeguarding the integrity, safety, and free movement of citizens within the African continent. The move forms part of a broader effort to strengthen African solidarity and ensure that the vision of a united Africa is upheld.
And that brings us to the end of this morning's Morning Focus Mega News at 6. But before we take leave of you, a recap of the stories making headlines.
President Mahama vows to deliver on 110 Monday. In business, government extends Bank of Ghana's recapitalization deadline to 2027. On the international front, ECOWAS supports Ghana's anti-xenophobia petition to African Union.
For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. Up next is a sports update.